So, hello everyone. This is Sean.
And Liam.
And we are
The Canova Podcast.
Here we are. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. We got through this week, and I'm not sure if we said yet, but Sean, my dad, is going to the same plumbing school I went to.
I am.
He has been for, I think, a month?
Month and a half.
Month and a half, yeah.
Yeah.
So how's that been so far?
Well, Liam...
Because I did tell you about my time going to plumbing school, and it was kind of insane crazy.
Yes.
I had like a really not regular class.
Yeah.
They would do some crazy stuff, but I've heard so far that it's not been the same for you.
No, it hasn't. And indeed, I have been, I was actually, when you would tell me about your class,
It was exciting sounding.
yeah, I just really thought that what you were learning was really cool. And
Yeah.
I've always taken an approach to my life that it is, a journey of learning.
Mm-hmm.
That's been kind of my
Yeah.
credo through life.
Yeah, I agree. For me, I want to know how everything works and how
Yeah.
to do everything.
Exactly. And it's nice to have skills, like I've learned a lot of skills owning homes and
Yeah.
doing things like, on YouTube and on the internet and this kind of stuff, but I really thought this plumbing thing was cool. And I was in a transition phase in my own career. I was kind of reaching the end of what I was doing, supporting scientists, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to retire. I mean, I could retire, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to. And the idea of doing this, and then maybe even starting a business at some point. You and I have talked about this in plumbing. Was interesting. So
Yeah.
So here I am, and it's a lot of fun actually. I'm really enjoying it.
I'm a little bit disappointed though, because you're not getting the teachers that I had.
Yeah.
Like my teachers were like hilarious.
Yeah.
Like every day of trade school for me was like a sitcom.
Yeah.
Stuff was going crazy in class all the time.
Well, you had a couple of students that made it very colorful.
Yeah. I had some students who had zero filter in class.
Yes.
I'm not going to go too in depth in that, but
you did have
we started with 22 students and we lost like 6 throughout the semester, which is not horrible. Like I would have thought we would have lost way more based on how my class was, but it was nice. Yeah. I loved it. Every day was fun.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the same for me. I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it's it's definitely not at all the experience that you had with the students that you had, and the way they were with the teachers that you had as well. You know?
Some were aggressive towards the teachers, like physically.
Yeah,
some were like
there was a student that was constantly touching some of your teachers.
Yeah, inappropriately.
Inappropriately. And
as a joke, though, he wasn't.
And then they would say, "Stop."
Yeah, no, stop, stop, don't do that.
That's what they would do.
Yeah,
but then finally, I think he got kicked out because he was just like super physical with one of the teachers. Like
there was a big thing. Like it almost got violent.
Okay. And then
someone got kicked out for stealing bricks.
He was
from the school.
Literally. The bricks were in a pile.
Yeah, big pile.
The school was using.
Yeah, they were using it to build more, like for different trades, and using it to build stuff for their courses. And this student
was literally taking bricks and then walking past the principal, like the offices, so the principal could literally see him going back and forth
with armfuls of bricks to his truck. Putting them in. And
what happened? Like, didn't the principal warn him or something?
Yeah, the principal came and intervened. He's like, "What are you doing? Like, why are you blatantly stealing our bricks right in front of us?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, it's okay. Someone said I could." And the principal's like, well, I'm the principal and I'm saying you can't. So you have to bring the bricks back. He's like, "No, it's okay. It's okay. Just So the first day, that's what the principal did. The second day,
Yeah.
he did the same thing and continued stealing more bricks.
Mm-hmm.
And the principal gave him another warning. And then the third day, he continued stealing bricks. So the principal kicked him out.
As the principal's watching.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was another.
I don't know what
thing.
kind of a person you need to be and how you need to be like what can be going through your head when you're doing this kind of thing. But anyway,
it was so funny.
So and you also had a student that you thought was dead in your class too.
Yeah, I think he overdosed in our class. He
literally spent the whole
I don't know
day.
if we might have talked about this one. I'm not sure, but yeah, in the morning, he like went down on his desk, like face into the corner of his arms, and like took a nap.
Yeah,
and he just stayed like that for like 5 hours.
Okay,
not moving at all.
Right.
At the end of he didn't even go out for lunch. He just stayed there, didn't move a muscle.
Right. So then the teacher literally thought he was dead.
Yeah.
You guys all did.
Yeah. By the end of the day, we're like, sir, we think that guy's dead. Yeah. And the teacher laughs. He's like, haha, very funny. And they're like, no, seriously, he hasn't moved at all. So he's kind of, teacher checked his pulse, and the teacher didn't feel a pulse.
So he thought he was dead.
You should have seen the teacher's face. It got pale. Like all the blood left his face. He's like, holy shit, dude, a student is dead in my class.
But he did wake up.
Yeah, he woke. The teacher started shaking him. He wasn't moving.
Yeah, let's not talk about any gross stuff.
Like, what? And he woke up and he did what you do after an overdose.
Okay.
Went to get water.
Wow.
But
that's amazing.
I think a few days later he came in with both his legs swollen, and I asked him what happened, and he said he tripped.
So this is like. And you would tell me these stories, and I would just be like amazed, But what really drew me into this program was not those stories, because I knew there'd be no way in hell I was going to get students like this, and the odds of me getting the same kind of makeup of class are zero. But it was the teachers too. It was what you learned, and you'd come home and you'd tell me like today we did water distribution, and we soldered pipes together and valves, and today we did electrical stuff, and now we're doing drainage, and it was just fascinating, and I realized in what you said that the profession of plumbing is actually a lot more technical than I thought it was, and there's code that you need to follow, and there's reasons why you need to do the things you do, when you're putting together piping systems or water distribution, and it was just fascinating. I was completely fascinated. So for me, this is like a transition, in my life, and I guess the moral of this segment of the podcast is it's never too late to try something different. Yeah, and I think I've said this once before, but if I ever won the lottery and I just had tons of money, I would want to go and take every trade. I'd want to try every trade. Just try all the courses, because it's a lot of fun. It's so laid back and relaxing, and you learn how things work. Yeah, exactly. So and that's what and the teachers are often experienced. The teachers I've had so far are very experienced, and they're working in their fields, and they have a lot of interesting stories and things to say about what they do and what they've done. And it's not stressful at all, like real school is. No. You're focused on one thing at a time. You don't have 8 different courses that are all technical that you have to memorize and blah, blah, blah. It's one thing at a time. You have plenty of time. It's laid back. It's fun. It's modular. So you kind of work your way through a process as well, right? So honestly, Liam, I'm enjoying it. I've never in my life worn steel-toed boots. I've never worn work pants that construction workers wear. Yeah. I've never worn a construction helmet, and now here I am doing all this. It's quite something. Yeah. Maybe we'll post a picture of me fully dressed up for the people that are on this, but it's I'm literally becoming a blue collar worker,
Yeah.
you know?
And
So-
all your clothes are still clean. That's not
Yeah.
gonna last.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know?
Oh, I should show my sweater next time.
Yeah, well, from the actual real workplace, right?
Yeah.
Like from doing what you're actually doing.
It's basically one big hole now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I can barely wear it.
So yeah, no, I mean it's you know, again, I'm 57 years old, Liam, and I'm learning how to be a plumber now. So, you know, it's a lifelong learning process, and this is how it is, right? This is what happens, right?
Yeah.
You know, and that's I think I encourage anyone to go down this road, right? I mean, it is physical.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do something like this, like these courses are physical. So if you're gonna do something like this, you definitely need to be at least in some kind of physical shape. You know, like you have to have you know, the ability to be able to lift things and do things and whatever, right? But apart from that,
and it's not a bad thing. It's like you're going to the gym every day.
Yeah. No, exactly.
But you're not. It's not super. Like you're only working certain muscle groups, not everything equally. But
yeah. No,
that's fine.
exactly.
It's
Exactly.
you're staying active.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Burning calories that you need to burn.
Okay, hold on. We have our cat here. I'm just gonna get a blanket for him.
Yeah, this cat, if you don't give it maximum attention all the time, it'll just whine constantly.
This is a Sphynx cat, and Sphynx cats are known and renowned for this kind of thing. So now I'm gonna put him on my lap, and I'm gonna cover him with a blanket because he has no fur. So now he's covered.
Some people love.
We're all set.
Some people love Sphynx cats. You love Sphynx cats.
I do.
As a member of the family, he's awesome. He's cool. He's super affectionate to the point where it's annoying.
Yeah.
He won't leave people alone, and if you're not giving it constant attention, he'll like scream.
Yes.
Sometimes he'll sound like an actual child screaming in the house.
And he is very. What's funny about this cat is that he is super insistent on getting attention, as you just saw during this discussion Liam and I are having about plumbing. He just will go around until he finally
scream
until he gets the attention he wants. And now he's lying on my lap, very comfortable, and he'll probably sit here the whole rest of the time, you know.
But I don't recommend a Sphynx cat as a pet.
They're pretty high maintenance.
They're not like a cat.
No.
They're I don't even know what they're more like a dog-ish.
Yes. I would say very much like a dog.
But worse.
Yeah. And
like
they require a lot of attention. They need to be bathed regularly.
Yeah, they can't clean themselves. Yeah. They have no idea how.
Yeah.
He like what he does is he'll lick one spot on his shoulder and then boom, that's it.
And then he thinks he's
clean enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Or he'll like shove his tail in it down his throat.
Yeah.
For like a few seconds, and that's clean enough.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
By the end of like 2 weeks, he turns brown because of the oil coming out of his skin. He'll turn completely brown, and he'll smell really bad. Yeah. So you gotta bathe him.
Yeah, he's supposed to be bathed about once a week. We do it maybe once every 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But and then his ears need to be clean because there's no hair anywhere. So no hair in his ears.
And
so you know he's a very needy creature. Let's put it to you that way.
He doesn't know how to eat properly.
No.
So
no.
What he'll do when he eats is we have the food bowl on the floor. He'll open his mouth to maximum capacity, as if
I've actually taken videos of this.
Yeah, it's as if you're when you yawn, you open your mouth all the way. He'll open his mouth completely, shove his face down into the bowl, and try to close it. And his mouth is just completely overflowing with food.
Yep.
So half of it falls out when he lifts his head, and then he starts choking on it while trying to swallow it.
Exactly.
So eating is not ideal. You have to clean up his messes after he does that.
On the good side, because these cats have no fur whatsoever, they seem to have this innate sense of their nails and they don't scratch at all. Like they know, because it hurts them.
Well, only by accident.
Yeah, it hurts them when they scratch themselves. So when they jump on you or anything, there's never any scratching whatsoever. Like they don't scratch your clothes or anything.
Yeah,
they're very
but
gentle.
that could be a personality thing, because we've only had one. We've only had.
No, but I've read up on it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've read up on it, and they all seem to be like this. When they fight, like I've seen videos of these cats fighting.
Mm-hmm.
They don't use their nails. They literally slap each other.
Yeah.
With their open like paw, and it sounds literally like slapping, like a slapping noise
on
skin on skin.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And that's what he does. So it's just
he plays around.
We didn't know. I mean, I bought this cat because my wife had a Devon Rex cat, which she absolutely loved. And that cat died suddenly from, it was a lung. All these purebreds often have pulmonary, or heart
issues, yeah.
And they die at fairly young ages, and it's usually pretty sudden. And that's what happened with her last cat. And so she was devastated. And this was, I think it was just before COVID or during COVID. I can't remember. But
no, it was before. It was definitely before COVID. Yeah,
but just before, I think. So I was looking for, because that cat had a great personality, and I was looking for species of cats, and I was just looking for the top, say 10 breeds that have really good personalities, and Sphynx kept coming up. But that was the only thing I researched on the cat, right?
Yeah.
So we went around and I showed her some Sphynxes and she held them and so on. And then we picked this one. Actually, we saved this one from an owner that in the end was not allowed to have Sphynx cats in his apartment. So he was getting rid of his Sphynx, and he was just a kitten. But did we ever discover a lot when we brought him home?
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
I should have done a lot more research.
Yeah. The other thing about Sphynxes is they don't know how to use a litter box at all. You can't teach them how. They go in, they do their business,
and they don't bury it.
Yeah. You know how cats are supposed to like they always just have the innate knowledge to bury their shit under sand.
Yeah.
They'll move the sand.
Yeah.
He'll do the same gesture as moving sand, but he'll do it in the air.
Literally in the air.
Or he'll scratch the side of the litter box where there's no sand.
Exactly.
Or
literally.
He'll shove his paw outside of the litter box and just do the motion in the air.
It's the funniest thing you've ever
Then
seen.
he'll step in his business and leave the litter box and track it all over the place.
Well, he doesn't often step in his business,
but he'll do it. It's random.
He does sometimes. It's very occasional, but again, I think it's just like their brain chemistry. I don't know what it is about them that they do this.
They're not super intelligent.
Maybe you're right, Leo.
Yeah.
So that actually segues well, Liam, to the next topic that we were gonna discuss here, which is, it's something that I think is becoming much more front and center with a lot of people in this day and age, and this is irrational fears. So a lot of people are especially in this technological age now, where we are exposed to a lot of media and sensationalism and things that go on out there, and we're much more sheltered in house as well. We don't go out as much anymore. You know what I mean? And I admit I'm in that category, and I know you are too, Liam.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about this? Do you have any irrational fears?
Well, I have a feeling that you don't have many.
You're
very
now remember, I was raised in the 80s, right? So in the 80s, we were forced. We had no choice but to go out. I mean, it was the only way to interact with people was to go out, right? So I think that a lot of the fears people have, which are, I think the major fears that people have today are just anxiety around interacting with people, like going out, interacting with people, dating, this kind of stuff, because
Well,
it's not something that people do as much now as we did.
yeah. And for irrational fears, it's not entirely just that. Like,
Right.
I've seen people with a fear of vomiting. Like, they're
Okay.
terrified of doing it.
Right.
I don't know why.
Right.
People who fear like anything technology.
Yep.
Like they go on their phones and stuff, but they fear like buying stuff online.
Yep.
Or creating an account online or doing stuff online.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that are even afraid of just traveling. They're afraid of getting on an airplane and going somewhere.
Yeah, airplanes is another big one.
Yep.
People are terrified of airplanes.
Yep.
Some people like cry on airplanes.
Or even like not just airplanes, but just like traveling somewhere, the unknown of what could happen when I'm in transit and when I'm there, when I'm in this strange place that I don't know, like how bad, like as opposed to thinking about like
what good thing you're gonna do there.
Yeah, the fun things. It's always it always reverts to the negative things, know, and I mean, you're like, we know people that we're close to that are like this,
Yeah.
So, what about you?
Yeah, I have some experience with irrational fears.
Oh yeah.
Like sometimes I'm just nervous about going outside in general.
Really, eh?
Yeah. I don't know why. Probably the thought of being seen outside and like being judged, but I don't know why I would be judged. There would be no reason to.
Right.
And I do go outside all the time.
What about going to work?
Going to work every week, I'm nervous. I'm like.
So each Monday type thing.
Every Sunday night.
Once you've gotten past Sunday night, you're fine.
Yeah. But Sunday night, I'm nervous as fuck.
Really, eh?
Every week, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, especially when I don't know what I'm going to be doing. But even when I do know, I'm still nervous as fuck.
Right.
I don't know why. Maybe your brain gets used to not having to like, I don't know. Your brain gets used to not having to come in every day on the weekend. And then when you do have to, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You're like all nervous. And
yeah. I don't think you're alone, Liam, honestly. I mean, a lot of people chalk that off in this general category it's Sunday and I have to work tomorrow. But I think if you dug a little deeper in that comment from a lot of people, they could relate to what you're saying, Liam.
But did you get like that before trips? You probably did, no? Business trips and stuff.
I definitely would get like that before going on business trips, simply because business trips are so scheduled, so
if something goes wrong,
you have to get there. You're worried that your flights are going to be delayed or canceled, and you've got all these trips, like all these customers or sessions booked with people during the week. You have to be there. You have to make it. So and even during the week, it's just you're stressed all the time just about, okay, I got to make sure I get up at this time so I have time to do this, and this, and then I have to leave like at least half an hour early to make it. Everything is scheduled, you know, and then even between visits, right? Because when I was traveling, we would go from one place to another. We'd go and visit at least 3 or 4, maybe even 5 or 6 places each day, and then did the sales rep schedule enough time between each meeting so that we had enough time to make it to the next meeting on time,
Yeah.
But
that's more just stress. That's not innate fear.
No,
that's not
exactly. And so if you want to, like, for me, the one big fear that I've always kind of had, I think, in my life is just the fear of being alone. The fear of, and it's not being like, I like being alone. Don't get me wrong. And I think as I get older, I like
being alone even more.
I like people less and less. I hate to say it, but you know, people take energy. You know, it requires energy to be around people and to talk to people,
But
and so on.
yeah, that might be one reason why going out is so like fear inducing. Is
Right.
because like you have to put on a show sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't if you're feeling down, you can't just go out and act down. You have
Yeah,
to
I mean, some people do though, and some people are very good at that, you know.
Yeah, but then it pushes everyone away.
Exactly. So you know, but when I say a fear of being alone, I mean like a fear of like literally being completely isolated, you know, and
Castaway style.
Yeah, exactly, something like that, right? You know, I don't know why I have that innate fear, but
it might be but I feel like that is sort of programmed into us. Like that's like genetically, species wise, because
maybe
we're definitely a social species. We're more like wolves than like cats.
Yeah.
Like we're pack animals. We have to stay together or we never would have gotten this far.
I mean, that is true, Liam, and I agree with you. I mean, you know, we definitely need each other, and as a society, everyone has their role to fill, right? Like to make things happen in this world, right?
And historically, the majority of people who have been completely isolated go kind of crazy.
Yeah, but I do like my alone time, I must say. You know, I do enjoy having time to myself to just do the things I want to do. Like I'm a golfer too, and you know, I totally don't mind playing golf by myself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually, I must say, it sometimes bugs me when I get paired with someone that I don't know.
Yeah.
You know? Like I literally got paired with someone that I didn't know when I was playing earlier this week. You know, I just showed up at the golf course just to get some practice.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very pleasant game of golf. But by the end of the 18 holes of golf, this guy was a new member, and he loved talking, and he had lots of things to say.
Yeah,
and he just talked the whole time, you know, which is kind of uncharacteristic of how you are in golf, you know. But he loved talking.
Yeah.
And I was pretty exhausted by the end of the game. You know, I was just like, you know, trying to keep up and you know, give some rational input. I was never able to just go into my own head and just think about just think about stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's why you like running so much.
I do. I really like running. Yeah. Then I put my earphones on and people don't bug me, you know.
Yeah.
Although I must say, I always go on the same jogging route, so I often see people now and they come out and they wave at me and stuff like that. But that's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
As long as they don't come up and ask me questions and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
What about you? Do you like, is there, you know?
I definitely like isolation.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, if you isolate for like a long time, it starts to deteriorate your mental state. You'll start to feel depressed and shit.
Right.
But personally, it recharges me when I'm alone.
Yeah.
I prefer being alone most of the time,
and you're with people all week long, Lee.
Yeah.
Like there's no question.
Like at the end of a work day after being with people and talking all day.
Tired.
Yeah, you just want to be alone and sleep and
well, that's
rest.
You. I mean, there's the opposite people that for them, their recharge is being with people outside of work,
partying
and being around people that they can just, you know, hang out with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're not like that.
Well, I love partying. I love going to events and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the end of the event, I'm exhausted and I need a full day to just recover and be on my own.
Yeah. Well,
that's
okay though.
Yeah. I have a very small like battery for socializing.
Yeah. But that's okay. I mean, and I think honestly, Liam, I think there's more and more people like that in this day and age. I think there's more and more people who work from home, or play at home, right? They're on their computers or on social media or on video games, right? Mm-hmm. There's tons of gamers out there, and all they do is isolate. You know? Now, are they socializing? You know, can you say that online video games is a form of socialization? I think I would argue that you could.
You could, but generally, with how I've seen things, it's not the same.
It's not the same, eh?
Because you're in a game, oftentimes it's competitive.
Yeah.
and all you talk about is the game, and like it's as if you're playing soccer. Like you're calling things out. You're like, oh, you have to go over there. You have to go over there. Watch that guy. Well, you die. You get frustrated. You're like, oh, I should have done this. So you're just talking about what you're doing right now. You're not actually talking about anything real.
Yeah. So in a way, you are socializing, but in a very restrictive manner.
Yeah.
And therefore you're really not learning how to socialize in person,
to have a real conversation
in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Have a real conversation.
Yeah. That's the thing I hate so much.
Spontaneous conversation.
Well, when you get an awkward silence in conversation, because what happens with me is if I'm talking to a new person, I'll start the conversation about like small stuff, like
the weather,
yeah, whatever. How are you doing is like the bottom tier way to start.
Yeah.
And you try to like spark the conversation, but as soon as there's a quiet, like silence, nothing, I get super anxious. I'm
really?
Oh fuck. I need to get rid of this silence. I hate this.
Going anywhere.
Yeah. And then as soon as that happens, then you can't think. Then your mind goes completely blank and you can't think of anything to say.
Right.
That is what I hate. And the worst is elevators for that.
Yes. Elevators are pretty bad.
You get in the elevator.
Well, especially like in your case, because
there's like elevator, 10 of us in there.
And you're with people that you work with, right? You're with people you know.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not like a normal, if you're in an office building or something and you get in an elevator and you don't know anybody and everyone just doesn't say anything until they get to their floors. You know?
But even in the elevator, usually people don't really say much.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, and there's also the language issue for me.
Yeah.
Is that they say stuff, but they say it so fast or they use words I don't know.
Yeah.
So I just sort of don't know what to. So I just say we.
Yeah.
Or 100%.
That's because we live in Quebec, right?
Yeah.
So and you work in the construction industry in Montreal, which is primarily French, very francophone.
I can understand
you can understand and speak.
I can understand like 70% of French, but like when they use specific terms or jokes or stuff,
over your head.
I don't understand, and I just have like a default phrase that I'll just go to. 100%. Yes, sir. And then I'll just look away.
100% meaning 100%.
Yeah.
But you know, I wonder if there will be more like events, activities, ways for people to get together where this is
in our company or
no, in society in general, to address this, you know, for people to like, you know, events or things for people to do more of this kind of learning how to socialize better. You know what I mean? Learning how
like government events
or just community events.
Well, there are
like things that you can, clubs or things you can go to where, you know, you're able to just strike conversations and do that.
Well, that's definitely a thing. That has to be a thing.
I don't know. I haven't looked it up, but
me neither.
But I don't think there's that much of that, Liam. I think that the business of psychoanalysts and psychologists has definitely increased as a consequence of the
way people are avoiding contact more.
Exactly. I suspect this is where it's going, as opposed to a more healthy community-based approach to dealing with this, you know? And I bet that this is becoming a much bigger issue even with kids, you know?
Well, I know in Japan it's a huge issue.
Really?
I'm
not surprised.
I forget, there's a term for it. I think it's translated to shut-ins.
Are you serious?
They live in their apartment forever.
They just never leave.
They leave to get groceries or to get a new game or a movie.
And even then, they could probably order in groceries, right? So
they never leave. And this is a crisis now in Japan.
Right. So they become literally like like recluse,
Yeah.
a full recluse.
And there's images online of what their apartments look like, and it's insane.
like dirty and stuff, and
Like you can't walk.
yeah,
There's like
stuff everywhere,
like noodle containers and like
everywhere,
instant food containers everywhere.
Yeah,
There's like dirt cans,
Yep.
blankets, stuff
and somehow
everywhere.
these people are holding down jobs.
No,
you know?
they're not working.
Oh, they're not even working.
No, they're just staying home. Their parents are paying for their apartments.
Oh, so they're still living at home and everything. Yeah.
No,
yeah, so.
in apartments.
Oh, really? Wow.
And they just never leave.
Yeah.
So their society has like no one working.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that huge of an epidemic. Like there's still a lot of people working, but there's this big chunk of them that are just not doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is an issue.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, Liam, I see this as like, I can imagine that this will be the next big thing, health related, social related issue that we're going to have to deal with young people, like going forward. It kind of like the whole like government ban on smoking, you know, and all this stuff. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be like a ban type of a thing, but I think it's going to be, there'll be much more awareness on the through social media, through advertisements, through this kind of stuff, and then just activities and things to help people, you know.
It makes me wonder if there's like a mass psychology thing going on with the fact that the population is going up so much. Like once, it reminds me of an experiment that I saw once, like a psychological experiment that people did with mice. And of course, we can't be compared to mice at all. Like it's not the same.
Right.
But on a massive scale, maybe.
They isolated mice?
Maybe it's similar. No. So basically, we're getting to the point in the world, not everywhere yet, but eventually, I'm sure every country is gonna like eventually become better.
Yeah,
we're all gonna get access to food and stuff. But where we are, and where like a lot of different countries are, is we're comfortable, right?
Yeah,
we get everything we could need.
Yeah. And it's very accessible too.
And of course, not everyone gets everything they need, even in our countries. But
correct.
It's all accessible. You can get it. We're comfortable.
Yeah.
They made an experiment with mice where they put they started with like 10 mice. They put them in this like structure that they created, like this big structure with plenty of space.
Yep.
And it provides them with everything they need. Food, water, places to rest, soft places, warm places, cold places, whatever. Right. It has everything they could possibly need.
Right.
And they just kept adding mice to it. So it started off normal. They added more and more mice. Eventually, the mice started creating cliques and groups.
Yeah.
As there was more of them. And they kept going. And then the groups got bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
But then eventually they reached like... And there was always enough food for everyone, all the mice. There was enough resources for all of them.
Right.
Eventually, it reached a point where there was a lot of mice.
Yep.
And the mice started hating each other.
So there were like wars or battles.
And well, it was changing their psychology. Like some of the mice started isolating and like hiding away. A decent chunk of them were all just hiding in corners and staying away from everyone.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Then there was the violent ones. There was groups that were starting to...
So the bullies.
Yeah, there was groups that were starting to attack other mice.
Right.
There was other groups that were like just not eating anymore. They all just
starved to death.
Started starving themselves. Like there must be some psychological thing that happens once a species reaches a certain number. Like
right.
When we're packed and crammed enough, we start to change, I feel like.
Right.
But there's also in our situation, there's other things like technology.
Yeah.
Where now technology is making isolating yourself so much easier.
Yeah. Well, and that's what worries me, Liam. I mean, I'm more concerned about the isolationalism or isolation, you know, the effect of that on people and
now all the premium stuff is to isolate yourself.
Yes. And
the most expensive things. Buy your own house instead of a condo.
Yeah.
because it's
Well, and also the technology companies
Yeah.
globally, this is how they make their money. So that, we've had this discussion before, right? They want you to be online, plugged in as much as possible, right? And it's created, and we've talked about this before too. It's created, addiction to this, right? So people are becoming more and more addicted to, for example, social media or gaming online or this kind of a thing, and by the same token, they're becoming more and more isolated. And is that creating, or will that ultimately create a more dysfunctional society? I guess the jury's still out, right? Hopefully, we will have solutions to these problems. As you said in one of our previous podcasts, AI might be a solution for this in educating and helping bring people together and all this stuff. We'll have to see what happens. But for now, I understand, and I think more and more people are facing irrational fears. I think irrational fears are becoming more prevalent, and I think people need to start seeking ways to overcome. You need to face these fears, right?
I think also media in general is encouraging isolation. Like, you open the news and all you see is people dying and getting murdered and whatever.
True.
That doesn't make you want to go outside that much.
No, exactly.
You see people getting kidnapped, you're like, that seems safe to go outside.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's for sure.
There's that. There's the separation in social classes that still exists, where like hyper rich people don't want to interact with lower classes.
Yeah, that is true. And that actually brings us to speaking of segregation and and lower and upper classes and access to resources and all this. We were talking about genetic modifications. And we were talking about, we're at this stage now in society where we are on the precipice, literally, Liam.
Yeah.
From everything I've read and what I know about the ability now of scientists to modify genes using a variety of techniques, CRISPR being the most topical at this stage. We're very close, if not already, starting to create tailor-made humans. Humans that are...
Oh, have we done it with animals yet?
Oh, for sure.
Well, I guess...
Absolutely.
All I know about this is that we've done it over time through breeding.
There are animals, there are mice that have been integrated with green fluorescent protein, and they glow green, Liam.
Actually?
Yes.
How do they even do that?
It's using these techniques, molecular techniques, to be able to integrate those genes into these animals, and then their cells produce this protein.
Imagine the amount of experimenting they have to do to locate that specific gene.
No, but it's available, right? And then
That's
where to put it in
crazy.
the genome, and then how to get it expressed at high enough levels so that you actually see the effect of the mutation, right?
So
there are plants that have fluorescent genes integrated into them, and at night they glow outside.
Yeah.
And we're doing this with crops now. Like, we're genetically modifying corn and wheat and barley, and there's a plethora of examples where we are at the stage where we can very precisely integrate or remove genes from living organisms.
I think that this could be good and bad for the future.
So what do you think on the good side?
On the good side, you can eliminate genetic disorders that you're born with.
All genetic diseases could be eliminated, basically.
Yeah.
All known genetic diseases.
Like being born paralyzed, or being born missing limbs, or being born...
Well, even more than that. You could literally even now you can do this. You could take embryonic embryonic fluid from an expecting mother when the child is, you know, in the very early stages of development.
Mm-hmm.
And you could determine, you know, you could even determine even before you could imagine a situation, right? Because right now we are like, people that can't have kids are donating. The man donates a sperm and the woman donates an egg, and they actually do this in the petri dish to fertilize the egg and then give it back, you know, implant the fertilized egg, the zygote, back into the mother,
Yeah,
to develop, right?
mm-hmm.
Well, at that stage, the fertilized egg, you'll have all the genetic information about that person.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you there's a list of mutations in the genome for all these genetic diseases, and then you could just go in and repair them.
Yeah.
Before you reimplant the egg.
But then also, like, genetic stuff, like,
But what else could you do?
well, if your family is prone to cancer,
Yeah.
remove that.
Yeah.
If your family is prone to whatever.
And that's all fine for me, Liam,
Yeah.
right? But you could easily take this to a whole other level where you now modify genes associated with intelligence, with memory,
Yeah.
with, you know, eye color, height, weight, you know,
Physical appearance.
And
Then that's where it gets kind of complicated, because no one has the same preferences for physical appearance as anyone else.
right.
So at least it will still be like kind of spontaneous. Like, everyone would still be kind of different.
Well, and if it is the unique egg and sperm from the two donors, right?
Yeah.
Like, for sure you can't completely change the entire genetics of
well,
that.
if it eventually gets like crazy enough, maybe
Yeah,
I would be scared that they would choose a default like format for all humans, and then everyone would look the same in the future.
Right. Like a template.
Yeah.
So
everyone looks exactly the same.
It doesn't matter that you've donated your egg and sperm. All the genes will be mutated.
Well, even if you do and you are part of the template, it would still look exactly like the template.
Right. Exactly.
Like, I'd be scared of some weird dystopian future where they don't want any differences between anyone.
Right.
Everyone has to look the same because it deletes, it gets rid of...
well, not just look the same, but think the same, and you know...
It gets rid of all reasons to be violent towards each other.
Yes, exactly.
Like the movie The Giver, the book. Have you seen that?
No.
It's where, like, they didn't go into genetic changing, but they went into, like, they made it so no one can see color. So everything is in black and white.
Okay.
No one has memories of the past.
Right.
So no one knows what the world was like before this dystopian world that they live in.
Right.
And, like, they take drugs so that they never get any violent tendencies, but they also are not creative and they don't feel anything.
Wow.
So now there's no reason to hurt anyone or fight.
Right.
But it's dystopian. You have no freedom.
Yep.
That's what I would be worried that things would get to if we start genetically modifying everyone.
Well, and not just that, then you dilute or even destroy the genetic pool, right? Then the chances of reintroducing genetic mutations increases again, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but if you could just delete those mutations, then it doesn't even matter.
I guess, yeah. I mean, we are becoming the masters of our own, like...
That's one thing, is that natural selection for humanity doesn't exist anymore.
No. So what do you think then about the potential for hybrid animal humans, or you know?
I think that it could happen. I think that we as humans have, like, one of the strongest brains on our planet. Like,
right.
We are built to be intelligent and smart and create tools and create new things.
Yes.
We are not so much built to, like, be reflexive or to be able to see everything around us and, like, locate stuff. Like, animals, they're in the wild. they hear stuff like foxes, for example, can hear. They have a sense where they're able to. It's hypothetical, but they could like hear the Earth's magnetic pole,
Yeah.
and based on that, they feel distortions in the magnetic pole under the snow of
Yeah.
where mice are, and they're
Right.
able to like see through the snow and
That's
jump
why
down
when
and
you
grab
watch
them.
you watch those documentaries of these Arctic foxes, they're just walking on top of the snow, and then suddenly they just dive in,
Yeah.
and out they come with a mouse. It's literally because with echolocation or something, they're able to track the mice under the snow.
It's not echolocation.
Electromagnetism or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Um,
This is probably a common. I bet you this is physics. I bet you this is quantum tunneling and stuff. I bet you
Could be.
I bet you this is a biological apparatus in their.
So, well, it's something.
know.
Apparently, there's a protein in their eyes that works that way.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and I bet you it's quantum tunneling. I bet you it has to do with that.
There's sharks that can like literally detect like life, like electromagnetic pulses in life forms.
Yeah,
They have this sensory thing in their nose that can
for
detect
like miles and miles or something.
I don't know about miles, but you know how when sharks attack, their eyes go back into
Yeah.
they can still see you with their nose. Like their
Wow.
nose has these little
Yeah.
things on them that let them detect electromagnetic pulses in living
So you could
things.
imagine humans integrating these
Well,
types of
not
organs.
those two, because we're not going to be hunting
Yeah.
animals like that, but
Right.
like hearing.
Yeah.
Animals can hear, like bats literally echolocate. They see
Right.
with their ears.
Yeah.
Dogs, most wildlife can smell in 3D.
Yeah.
They can literally see the trail of where a scent is coming
Yeah.
from and follow it.
Yeah.
Like these things could be super useful for us, but maybe if we're at that level where we're so advanced, we just have machines for that.
Right.
We wouldn't even need it.
Right.
It would be cool to have though, so you don't have to depend on those things.
Yeah. I just think that at this point, the sky is almost the limit, like
Yeah.
I wonder where we are going to be in like 20, 30, 50 years
Yeah.
from now.
I mean, you could make a book on this. Like
Yeah.
there could be different like schools of thought. Like there's the naturalists
Yeah.
who want the animal ears to hear everything. They want the eyes to see everything.
Yeah.
The sense of smell.
So they can live in the wild.
Yeah.
You
Claws to climb trees,
Exactly.
tails for better balance.
Yeah.
The naturalists who don't want to like rely on machines or anything.
Yeah.
There's the machinists who like go completely into AI and machines to do everything.
Yeah.
There could like the future is like crazy.
It is,
There's endless possibilities.
And I think that this will be another delineation between the rich and the poor in society,
Yeah.
I do, because I think that the quote unquote modified or improved, genetically improved humans are only going to be the ones that can afford to have those procedures, right? There'll be a cost to all this, right?
I think
So this will further delineate the privileged society
Yeah.
from the less privileged.
but I think
And then those people, imagine, like if they keep doing this, these people will rule the world, right?
yeah.
Well,
they already rule the world.
right. No, but even more so, right?
Yeah.
Like they'll be so genetically superior.
But this whole class thing is it has stagnated our society so much in history.
Right.
Imagine if everyone like was just working together equally
Yeah.
since humanity began.
Yeah. No.
Imagine how
I'm with
advanced
you.
we'd be. We'd be a spacefaring race already.
No, for sure we would.
Like
And we would have also solved most of the diseases that we're
Yeah.
faced with now as well. Like
right now we have, which seems insane to me, is pharmaceutical companies, people who are selling drugs that let people live.
Yeah.
Like not a privilege, a right to like be able to live.
Yep.
They're selling that like it's a product.
Yeah.
And like,
and there are people that can't access it.
yeah, because it's too expensive.
Exactly.
And they don't want people to have cures. They want to keep selling their product because it gets them more money.
Yes.
If that didn't exist, if people just worked together and they wanted to improve society for everyone,
Yep.
like we'd be, all the money is in pharmaceuticals and those big giant corporations. Yep. If the money was going back into research and helping people.
But this was the premise of society back
forever
in the early days, right? Even in the early industrial revolution, this was the premise of industry. The industry was brought in to help society, right? Well, and to help the people working in the companies. Now industry exists only to serve the shareholders, right? That's what it is. It's just about profits, right? It's just about returning more and more profit to the people that invest in these companies, you know?
Yeah. Well, it goes all the way back into like, I don't know, right after we had tribes, like until the first cities that we made.
Yeah.
Like the big shots on the top would get everything, even if people on the lower end are starving.
Yep.
Like it doesn't make sense that that's where we would go instantly.
But that is where we are. I mean, you know, there are several billionaires in the world now, Liam, and you know, these people garner a lot of influence. You know?
Yeah, and they just want to make more money using their money.
Well,
it's like an addiction almost.
Yes, it is. It's like an addiction, and it's like, and you know, hopefully. Like we do know that there's the Bill Gates of the world, and there's you know Elon Musk, and there are people that are laser focused on trying to make things better with their resources, right? For the world, you know.
Yeah.
But I would say equally there are people that are just trying to do whatever they want for themselves. You know.
Well, yeah. I don't feel like you can become a billionaire by being nice.
Right. Yeah.
That's not how it works, I feel like.
Yeah, I think you're right, you know. But yeah, I think this whole you know, the genetic revolution is upon us now, and my feeling is that the legislation around what we've discussed is going to lag far behind the advancements in science, and we're gonna very soon see humans that have been, you know, significantly genetically modified.
Do you think there's already been like illegal experiments
in certain countries? I would have no doubt. I would have no doubt that in countries where the laws around using human embryo and this kind of, you know, around the ways in which we do these kinds of research have lagged. It's happening, you know, even now, you know, and these countries have wealth, right? So you know, I mean, it's how hard would it be to pay a very talented geneticist and scientist a lot of money, you know, where they're trying to provide for their families anyway, and just they come over for 5-10 years, however long it is, they make their fortune, and then they provide the country with all the tools and resources to be able to do this, right? You know. So we live in a much smaller world today, right? People are mobile, right? And if you offer someone enough, they'll go, right? I would, you know?
True.
So, you know, so we'll see. I mean, you know, it's not going to probably be it might be in my lifetime that we start to see the impact of some of this, you know, but any children from these you know, from this kind of genetic revolution have to grow up first. So, you know, like, so kids that are being born now with these modifications will only see the true impact in 10-20 years from now. You know what I mean?
Well, even in a few generations.
Correct.
It wouldn't be instant.
Exactly. So maybe in your generation you might start to see, like, you know,
not in my generation, but by the end of my lifetime, maybe.
Yeah, you never know, right? So And I think, Liam, you know what? We are at time. Holy mackerel! I can't believe it. We've gone through a few topics, but very interesting topical subjects.
Mm-hmm.
And if any of the listeners out there are worried about
Genetic modifications.
well, I wouldn't say that, because there's not much that you or I can do about that. But irrational fears, I mean, reach out. Send us a note, and we'll see if we can dig in and do a little more research on this as well, just to come up with ideas or solutions, or maybe pre-existing solutions that are out there. I must admit, I haven't looked hard for solutions like programs and things that society offers now to help with this stuff. But I'm sure there are some that are out there, and maybe not all of them work well. And again, if you have any opinions about this, or you want to send us ideas, or then we could even maybe bring you on the show and do a little chat about it.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I'm Sean,
and I'm Liam,
and this was
the Cannabis Podcast.
Take care, everybody.
Have a good one.
All the best.